Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land. I hope and pray that all of you and yours are happy, healthy, safe, and well. Right now the time is approximately 11:13 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Monday, January 3rd, 2022. It is the date of the new moon in Capricorn. So right now both the sun and the moon are transiting in Capricorn. Pardon me. Excuse me. I wanted to talk about Louise L Hay. Louise L Hay was truly a pioneer in her field, and she's been on my mind a lot lately because actually was earlier today, pardon me, I completed reading her book, Letters to Louise, The Answers Are Within You. And for at least 20 years, wherever I go, I always carry a copy of her book, Heal Your Body, in my bag. It's become so natural for me to, if I feel something in my body, if I am dealing with an illness or a symptom or what have you, to go into the book and look up what I'm experiencing in my body and read the mental patterns and, But, so for the record, I've had now 2 copies. Well, I've had my original copy of Letters to Louise for more than 20 years. And I have loved that book, but this was the first time that I had read the book from cover to cover. And I needed to buy a new copy because the copy that I had, the top portion, or the first 200 or so pages, got separated from the rest of the book. Some of you don't know why, but I'm going to happily tell you why. So when I used to lead prosperity classes, I absolutely loved her prosperity treatment that opened that chapter. And it still is the most beautiful prosperity treatment I've ever read. For those of you that are wondering, a treatment is a multi-sentence affirmation. Usually a treatment can be anywhere from 4 to 20 sentences. And it is like an affirmative meditation, if you will, or a declarative meditation. And even now, it's like I still remember exactly how the first portion goes. I allow my income to constantly expand, no matter what the newspapers and economists say. I allow my income to constantly expand, no matter what the newspapers and economists say. When I would lead group or private prosperity classes, I would always recommend to the participants that they read that first thing in the morning. And even if they only read the first sentence, they could expect miracles in their lives. And that still rings true. So that's where the top half of the book broke off. And I could never find the top half, and the bottom half is somewhere. Or I might have just put it in the recycling because I knew that I was going to buy a new copy eventually, which I happily did approximately 6 to 7 weeks ago. In the meantime, it was so beautiful reconnecting with Louise L Hay's writings, and it was so insightful, and it gave me a deeper dive into me, actually. I found it to be very healing. I found it to be very comforting. And for me, even though I know that there are certain practices that are especially powerful done as a way of starting one's day, I'm one of those people that I believe that anybody can do anything at any time. I'll read affirmations at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. and any time in between or before or after. Of course, the witch in me usually does things at midnight, but that's another story. So I feel so guided and led to recommend to all of you that if you've never experienced the works of Louise L Hay, make that something that you do for yourself as a first-time thing, especially since today is a new moon. And although you're going to watch this video after the new moon, there is still that new moon energy. There's still that newness energy of a new calendrical year, of a new calendar year. So give yourselves permission to learn about Louise L Hay's writings for the first time. And if you are familiar as opposed to unfamiliar with the works of Louise L Hay, then perhaps this is a good time to reconnect with them. So many people have raved about her best-selling book, You Can Heal Your Life. And for the record, I do have a copy of that book. I actually have two copies. I have the original, and I have the illustrated edition, which is so beautiful. It's beautifully illustrated. But I always wanted to focus and highlight her other books. You know, there's a book that I am so long overdue to buy of hers, and it was written by Louise L Hay and several other people, and the authors are listed as Louise Hay and Friends. And the book is entitled Gratitude, A Way of Life. And in so many of my videos the last few months, I've talked about how gratitude and praise are daily practices for me, and how they're massively important for me. But again, I digress. So I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever read Louise L Hay? Did you even hear about Louise L Hay prior to this video? That would be cool, regardless of the answer. Which of her works have impacted you the most? Which of her works is one of your favorite, one of your most beloved? If it's been a while since you've read any of Louise L Hay's works, then what are you planning on rereading or reconnecting with next? I actually have an audio version and a video version of her Receiving Prosperity lecture. And I am now feeling guided and led to reconnect with that audio and video, because I think that it will help me a lot, especially over the next few months. So let me know in the comments. And of course, how can I conclude this video without thanking the late and great Louise L Hay for everything that she taught, for everything that she said, for everything that she did, and for the amazing lives, the millions of people that she's impacted throughout her lifetime. People that are still being positively, prosperously, inspirationally, and healingly impacted to this day. And of course, I want to thank all of you in YouTube land for honoring who I am and what I do. And of course, thank you to all of you for honoring Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos and everything he does as well. Thank you to all of you for the likes, for the comments, for the shares, for the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And an extra big and bountiful thank you to all of you who have scheduled your sessions, and to all of you who have bought me a coffee. I wish all of you a good night, an amazingly success-orienting and prosperity-making new moon in Capricorn to you and yours, as well as a beautiful week, and stay tuned for the next video.